Hey, True Believers, Englentine here, and okay, I did a video, and I talked about what James Gunn said about Star Wars fans slash trolls, and after I did, my wife jumped in. She had something to say about it, and I never stopped the microphone, so everything was recorded, and I liked what she had to say, you know, and kind of did a little bit of an interview with her. Not that she knew I was doing that. She's uncomfortable to come on the mic, but okay, I'll deal with the consequences later. Anywho, I understand that she's quiet. The reason being is she's further away from the mic. So no need to put in the comments, hey, she's so quiet. I understand that. Yeah, it was just a random thing. I thought it was cool. I liked what she had to say. So I figured, you know what, she keep this. Because usually I'm like, shush, we're recording. And she says, don't tell me to shush, and then we're in a fight. But I didn't do that this time. Anyway, hope you enjoy it, and here's the video. Hey, True Believers, Englentine here. So, James Gunn, director of Guardians of the Galaxy, came out against what he calls the trolls, the people who are attacking the actors and actresses of Star Wars because they don't like what's going on with the movies. Now, it's a bit of a complicated situation. I'm going to be talking about that. And I want to address people who are like James Gunn in the first place, who say things like, if you attach your self-esteem to pop culture that does not belong to you, then you need to seek therapy. That's basically what James Gunn said. He's, you know, saying people are crazy and so forth and so on because they attach themselves to these projects so much. Which, by the way, James Gunn, you wouldn't have a career if people didn't do that. You'd think Guardians of the Galaxy would have sold so much if it didn't have the Disney and Marvel behind it? Yeah, it's an interesting idea, but in the end, nobody knows who it was. I don't know. It might have. It might not have. You never know. So I guess, I don't know. Anyway, point being is, rabid Marvel fans are the ones that ignited the Marvel Universe. And then it expanded from there. And that's the same way with Star Wars. They seem to be wanting to throw away the old faithful Star Wars, Marvel, Star Trek, any fandom, any true fandom, the ones that have been sticking by. And people, when you say stuff like true fandom, think you're gatekeeping. And by the way, I hate that fucking term. You can't gatekeep. But anyway, they think that the people who have stuck by the product, stuck by the movies, the toys, the whole 9 yards, they're trying to throw them away for the new guard who are unreliable. Anyway, I digress. Let me get back to the point. All in response to Ahmed Best. He's the Jar Jar Binks actor, and he admitted that he almost committed suicide, or he was thinking about it, when he got all the media backlash. People were giving him all sorts of trouble, and we've known this happen. This happened before. Hayden Christensen got it, and it killed his career. He did one performance in a movie called Shattered Glass, which is excellent, and I highly recommend it. And we know what happened to Jake Lloyd. Jake Lloyd's famous for this, and just recently Kelly Marie Tran. And let me tell you something about the Kelly Marie Tran thing. I get comments in my comment section on a video I made that's like, that fat chink bitch doesn't know what she's saying. There's no racial harassment. Like, yeah, you keep thinking that, racist. I mean, it's like that. People are saying stuff like, why? Because an actor decided to take a job? They need the job. And you're going to tell me that if Star Wars didn't come to your door for some fucking reason and say, hey, you want a job, you wouldn't take it? Hell yeah, you would. A chance to be in a Star Wars movie. Jesus, Lord in heaven. Some people. And that's the whole thing. That's where it sounds like I'm a fence sitter, because I see both sides. I'm sorry, but one, Star Wars belongs to us. It's cultural. It is. It's not just a movie. I think it reminds me of this thing I heard in, I think it was William Shatner. He was writing a book. I forget the director he's talking about, or maybe it was a producer. And he's saying that he was a Vietnam veteran. He was a helicopter pilot. And the thing is when if a helicopter got shot down, he would just get a new one. That's the way it worked. So he didn't see the importance of the Enterprise. It was a military vessel. That one breaks down, you get a new one. And that was the, oh, freaking hell, I forget the Star Trek 3, the new ship. I'm sure you guys in the comment section will help me out with that. But that's why he was creating the new Excelsior, the Excelsior or something like that. Anyway, that's why they created that ship, because he saw, you know, Enterprise, the new one, it doesn't matter so long as the characters are on it. He didn't realize it was a character. It didn't belong. It doesn't matter. And I think that's the way some movie makers do. James Gunn may also. He may have grown up with Star Wars, but now he's a movie director. Once he's done with this one, he moves on. It just doesn't mean as much. It's a project. It's something somebody does, and then they move on. It's more important to us than it is to them. Of course, we've shown, hey, if you treat our characters bad, we will show you that we can live without it. I can live without it. You know, I am actually one of the few people who defended Last Jedi. I'm one of the few people who would say Solo was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Is it the best? No, but I still enjoyed it. I could see it has flaws, but I enjoyed it. But the thing is I don't need it. I've got Star Wars. I've got Empire Strikes Back. I've got Return of the Jedi. If anybody ruined my childhood, it was George Lucas by adding all that extra shit into it that it didn't need. You know, but then again, you can find the original somewhere if you really want to. So that's not even a problem. There's no ruining of the childhood. The books that you loved are there. The movies that you loved are there. So I can actually see both sides of this story. First of all, don't attack the people. If you don't like the movie, you just say you don't like the movie. You don't want to watch it, don't watch it anymore. But there's no need to go off and kill somebody's sense of self or anything like that. It's ridiculous. Now, I also see it as it does belong to everybody now. Granted, not legally. Disney is free to do whatever the hell they want with Star Wars, and we're free to respond to it however the hell we want to. Hell, you're free to go out and say and do to anybody well, not do anything you want, but you can say anything to anybody that you want. You're free to be a douche. There is no law about douchebaggery. And in all honesty, I don't think there should be. I just think people are wrong if they're going to attack people like that. To, you know, call Kelly Marie Tran a fat Chun-Li, which I got a message saying just that thing today as of this recording. You know, I think that's all wrong. But James Gunn saying people need therapy, is that any better? Of course, I'm saying this because I'm re-recording it, and I already had a little bit of an interview with my wife, who she's on the outside of this. She is a geek by proxy. You know, she's not part of the community. She just knows all of this because I know all of this. And when she heard what I had to say for the video, she chimed in. That's going to be at the end of this, however long this particular part of the video takes. Because as I was ending it, she popped up. So make sure, I mentioned this at the beginning, I'm mentioning it again, so make sure you stick around. I don't know. It sounds like I'm on the fence about things, but I can definitely, I have strong opinions about both sides. By the way, does he look like Dana Carvey here? Because usually James Gunn looks like the bastard child of Alan Rickman, but here he looks like Dana Carvey, don't you think? Anyway, I don't know. I digress, but that's my opinion about that as well. A lot of times when you see James Gunn, he looks like Alan Rickman, but that one time when he's holding the microphone, seriously, Dana Carvey is... that's Garth from Wayne's World, by the way, for those who don't know. But yeah, anyway, I guess I'm spinning wheels at this point, but you get the drift. I also ran out of clips. That's why I'm on, pictures and everything. So, guys, I'm getting kind of sick and tired of being sick and tired of people attacking the fandom. But then again, I'm also kind of sick and tired of trolls. And you know, I wonder how many people are actually passionate about Star Wars and how many people are so fucking lonely they feel like they need to lash out at something so they get any kind of response whatsoever. Because to me, that's even more sad than caring about a movie. Caring about a movie so much that you attach your self-esteem to it. Just being so lonely that you'll take somebody's anger as any kind of human comfort and human contact. Another thing that I hear as far as all of this is concerned is, where's the proof? I want to see the proof of harassment. And then when somebody gives the proof, you'll hear, and I think I might have said this once or twice. You'll hear, "That's it. I get so much worse in my comment section," and that doesn't make it right. You know, it really doesn't. If you put yourself out there, you're going to get vileness brought back to you. That's just the way it is. It doesn't make it right. Just because you got stuff worse, it just means that the people who are doing that to you are as wrong as the people who are doing that to Ahmed Best, Kellytron, or anybody attached to the Star Wars films. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up, guys. I said my piece. The next part is what I told you about, where she jumped in, and I understand that she's quiet. She's further away from the mic. I just thought, okay, I liked what she had to say, so I kept it in. Just be kind. That's all I ask. I just set the comment section on fire. Anyway, here you go.
The problem with that director telling people that they need to go to therapy is he's attacking them on a personal level by saying that. You know, I mean, I know what he's saying, but he could have just said it like, I mean, just saying those words is going to piss people off. So they need to go to therapy. He is saying that they don't need to tie their, you know, lash out and have like all their life wrapped up in Star Wars. Like, if, oh my God, that movie sucks, so like they get depressed and everything. But just him saying that is attacking them. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so instead of attacking the fact that they're taking it too far, they're attacking them personally, saying you are crazy rather than your love of Star Wars is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know how he could have said it differently. I'd have to think about that, but I mean,
maybe
because he's right.
Your priorities are out of whack,
but
or
he said it wrong.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, he's saying it so that it's like an attack.
Mm-hmm.
On the people instead of, and some people do go too far. I mean, obviously.
Yeah, well, yeah. I got a comment this morning that said, you know, that fat Chun-Li talking about Kelly Marie Tran, it's a racial slur. Yeah, I mean, calling somebody Chun-Li, but you know, it's like, okay, how can you say she's not getting, you know, this kind of abuse when you yourself are doing the abusing?
Yeah, I mean, why are you that angry at Star Wars? I mean, or the character, or the person that plays the character, that you got to start name calling, for crying out loud. Personally attacking somebody just because. That's what it boils down to, the personal attacking.
Yeah.
And now he's guilty of doing it.
Yeah.
Because he said
the therapy. Yeah. So basically what you're saying is he's not outside of it. He is a part of it, just because rather than saying, you know, your priorities are out of whack, or you need, you know, I understand your hatred, but the vitriol is bad.
Yeah, he said something that could be taken as an attack. You know, he said something that's going to put people on the defense, like, right away. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's gonna
obviously, that's why I'm making a video, because it puts us right there, you know. Because even though I do disagree with people attacking the maybe that's why I disagree with people attacking the other actors, but he did attack the fans. I'm one of the fans. I'm not a rabid Star Wars fan, and you know, on the Star Trek Star Wars spectrum, I prefer Star Trek than Star Wars. It's just a broader there's just so much more to it, but I'm still a Star Wars fan, so when I hear that, automatically I felt attacked enough to make a video. So, obviously.
And he's not wrong.
But the way he went about it is wrong. And that could just actually be the same way as the fans who are lashing out. They're not wrong. Once again, it's not that... He said, oh, it doesn't belong to you, but it's cultural, so it doesn't belong to the directors. I mean, technically, yeah, it belongs to Disney, but we'll show them exactly, because, I mean, Solo has lost money for Disney. Why? Because The Last Jedi was so bad. That and the fact that they didn't market it for shit. But there was backlash. There is backlash. And we will show you that if you treat our characters wrong, we will abandon it. And like I said, I have Star Wars. I have Empire Strikes Back. I have Last Jedi. I don't need Force Awakens. I don't need, did I say Last Jedi? I meant Return of the Jedi. I don't need Last Jedi. I don't need Force Awakens. I don't need Rogue One or Solo. I've got my 3 movies that I watched as a kid, and they have lasted my entire life, and they still hold up. And you know, and you know, even some kids that were kids during the prequels enjoy those. So you know, so we don't need the new ones, and we will show them that we don't need them if they continue to think that those movies belong to them and do whatever with the characters. They have to treat the they have to be true to the characters first, and they haven't been. And I think that's what's angered a lot of fans.
How does anybody know what the characters are?
Because you've watched the movies, you've read the books. I mean, Luke Skywalker, who was always a very positive person, is, you'll see in Last Jedi. You haven't seen that yet. Oh, and by the way, yeah, she hasn't. We're watching Force Awakens for the first time for her. But they treat Luke Skywalker like he's a completely different character. So that's what ends up happening. So it is kind of weird. It is kind of like a tightrope you need to, you know, they need to walk. It's not an easy thing, because sci-fi and superhero and pop culture fans, it is a fickle bunch. That is true. But yeah, I agree with you. I think he could have gone about it a lot different, because he's just adding fuel to the fire rather than putting the fire out. I don't know. Anyway, gang, that is our opinion. I was actually done with the video, and then my wife Gail, she popped up with something to say. That's why we added it on there. And tell me what you think. Tell me what you think about what she's saying, what I said before. And maybe that's why I feel like I'm on the fence about the whole thing, because, like I said, I do agree, but he didn't go about it the right way. So, you know, I don't know. It's an odd situation. I do know you shouldn't attack people just because they got a job, but God dang, it does really hurt when you're all excited for a Star Wars movie and you find out that it's Star Wars in name only. And that's the way it feels. It's just Star Wars in name only. It's like, I always say the same thing about Catwoman. I want them to make a Catwoman movie because they haven't done it yet. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Also, if you like this video, you want to see more, you know the drill. Click like, share, and if you haven't done it already, hit that subscribe button and the notifications so you don't miss anything. Cool things happen around these parts. Also, this is the way we're trying to make a living, so if you don't mind helping out the channel, go on over to Patreon. Drop $1 in the till. Helps keep the lights on and help us keep making videos for you. Thank everybody who's already done that. And to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.